of the best things you can do with your money in 2023 is put it in a high-yield saving bank account. But the question is, which one? Hello guys, welcome back with Wealthy Panda. Today I'm going to go ahead and talk about the best saving bank account you can find out there to put your money and earn a high interest rate. Now I want to point out, for a long time that was not a concern for me. I used to use T-Mobile banking. Those guys were giving me 4% in the first $3,000, and anything above that I get 1%. Of course, this is when interest rate was almost zero. And they start gagging it a little bit up. More recently, they are giving me, instead of 1, they are giving me 2.25%. Overall, what I'm getting from T-Mobile Bank is not really bad. But when I actually take into consideration all the hassle they're actually putting me through, I decided I'm no longer interested with T-Mobile banking, especially after Customers Bank, which is the bank behind T-Mobile banking, start offering 4.05 right out of the gate. So I can just move to Customers Bank and start making much higher interest rate without worrying about all the condition T-Mobile money is putting for me. Now this being said, after a simple search on Customers Bank, I was really terrified from the idea of opening a bank account with them because they have a lot of bad feedback online, and simple search on Google will show you how bad is Customers Bank, at least the feedback people are giving to them. Now this actually brought me to some few realization. When I'm searching for a bank account that offer a high interest rate, I don't just want the highest interest rate, I want the best bank out there, because take into consideration I will be putting my emergency money, I will be putting my cash flow. I don't want to put my money in a bank where I can get screwed over for any small reason. Again, all the banks I'm looking at are FDIC insured, which means eventually I will get my money. But the question is, what eventually mean, right? You don't want to put your money in, it have your emergency, God forbid something goes wrong, and then you have to wait a few months or a few years to get your money back, right? So I'm taking all of this stuff into consideration. So over the last few months I decided to do my research, find what are the best banks for me going in 2023 and beyond. Now one thing I want to point out, I don't really have the energy to go ahead and hunt for the highest interest rate every month, right? This is ridiculous. I know literally there's people who are looking to move their money every month. It's not worth it. The idea, you want to go ahead and find a bank that will offer you a good interest rate, and every time the Feds go in and increase the interest rate, you continue to get a little bit more piece of the pie, right? So my target is really finding a decent interest rate that will continue to grow with time. Now after doing some research on banks online, what is the best bank out there, I put my own criteria. I take into consideration, hey, I want a really good interest rate, but I don't really care for the highest interest rate. Again, I'm hoping the bank will continue to increase the interest rate, so I'm taking that factor into consideration. Few other factors I actually took into consideration. Again, it's no brainer, they all have to be FDIC insured. I don't really looking for a bank that offer a lot of condition, like hey, you have to maintain this much amount of money. Again, hopefully, you know, if they are asking for $1,000, $1,500, it's not a big deal. But the idea is, if you don't have any condition, it makes your life easier to go ahead and, you know what, I don't have to think about it. My money is here. If I need to transfer in, transfer out. So I took all of this stuff into consideration, searching for that bank. Reputation was one of the important stuff. Another thing that really mattered to me is the mobile experience. Again, I don't want to go completely for an online bank, but definitely I want a mobile experience that's easy for me, because again, technically I will most likely access it on my phone, and I don't really want to go ahead and try to log in into a platform that seems to be from the 1990s, right? So again, these are some of the factors I decided to take into the criteria when I went ahead and started searching for the best saving bank account. I also take into consideration that they don't have a lot of negative review online. Again, there's no perfect bank, and I'm expecting every bank will have some negative feedback, but the question is, how bad is it? When things goes wrong, how bad is it? So I actually been looking at all of these negative reviews. Now here are the 3 banks from my perspective that I believe are the best 3 banks going in 2023 and beyond. Now the first bank I decided to go with was Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Those guys have been literally since the 19th century in the finance sector, and they have been involved in every financial scandal globally. Okay, let's not talk about their scandals. Now, let's look at the Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Why is this coming as my #1 choice, despite of Goldman Sachs not having the best reputation out there? Well, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, which actually have not been around so long, for only a few years, is one of the best mobile banking out there. So when I look at the mobile app, it's much more intuitive. They allow you to go ahead and access some additional insight and even link all of your bank account in one place. So as far as mobile experience, literally Marcus by Goldman Sachs have one of the best out there. A few other things that actually make me decide to go with Marcus is, one, they have a 24/7 chat support as well as phone support. So if anything goes wrong, I can either hold the phone and call them. I do not like to call people, I prefer to chat. So I was really happy to see this is an option within the app itself. They also actually don't have any requirement. There's no minimum, there's no maximum. You can have unlimited transfers in and out. You can literally transfer as much as 100,000 in your account. Now I know a lot of people come in and say, hey, they don't have a physical location, they don't have ATM. Well, I'm looking at saving account. So for me, this wasn't really much of a killer. My purpose is I'm gonna go ahead and put my money there to start earning interest. Whenever I want to go ahead and withdraw it, I can withdraw it to my checking account and I'm good to go. And overall, Goldman Sachs, one of the features they had, the moment I go ahead and transfer my money in, it starts earning money. I don't really have to wait until the transfer complete. With T-Mobile money, for example, I literally have to wait for a few business days for the money to transfer, then I start making money. So I took all of these stuff into consideration. One thing I also liked about Marcus by Goldman Sachs was the fact that I can go ahead and do instant bank linking, which is an option I did not find with any other bank out there. So when I done my research, every other bank would require me to literally do the manual verification. It takes forever. It takes few business days. I did not like that. That was not the case with Marcus. Now, this being said, the most important thing that most of you are wondering, how much can you make with Goldman Sachs? Well, by default, you can get 3.3% out there. Again, it's not the highest, but it's very decent percent, and they always go ahead and increase it as the interest rate overall increase. Another thing you can actually go ahead and do, if you go ahead and use our referral link in the description, you can get 1 more percent interest. So if you go ahead and sign up using the link in the description, you will get 4.3%, which is quite high, at least for the first 3 months. Now you can maintain the 4.3% by simply referring more friends. So again, 4.3 for 3 months and 3.3% after. I think it's a very decent percent overall. So that was my first choice. My second one was Discover Saving Account. Now I want to point out I did not create an account with Discover, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way. However, they have some really good feature with Discover. Again, same condition, you don't have to worry about minimum amount, you don't have to worry about transfers in and out, and they are only available online. They have a very good network with ATM, so if you decided to create checking account, it would make your life very easy. Again, Discover have a really good mobile app service. They have a 24/7 chat support. So overall, they are providing a really good package. And they are offering a 3.3%. And again, I'm not affiliated with them. I have no link for those guys. But I did find online a code where you can get up to $200 if you go ahead and put at least $50,000 in the first 30 days. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the description. Again, I hope it worked for you. I did not create a bank account with Discover and have my reason, which I will mention it up for you in a minute. Now the third option was American Express saving account, and the reason I really like American Express, they have no minimum. They offering 3.3 just like Discover as well as Goldman Sachs. They also have some really good feature, 24/7 support. Unfortunately, it's not chat, only on phone line. In addition, they allow you to have up to 9 transfers every cycle. So every month you can do up to 9 transfers without worrying about any fees. Now, this being said, overall, American Express seems to be on the high end. Again, just like the other banks, they always try to offer one of the competitive rate. Now, the reason I decided to put American Express as number 3, when it comes to their mobile experience, it's not perfect. I actually have an account with them, and the reason I actually created with them, I only have a credit card with American Express, which is the Platinum, one of the favorite for traveler, and I will go ahead and put my referral code for people who are looking for a really good travel credit card down in the description. I also plan to go ahead and cover this in another video coming forward, but let's go back and talk about the saving account of Amex. Now, my overall experience, Amex is still a very decent bank account. It's not perfect, so when I actually wanted to go ahead and start depositing money, one of the things I really did not like, When I go ahead and configure how to set up my bank account, it took me so much time and I literally had to call them in order to figure it out. So this was one of the things that turned me off overall from Amex when compared to Discover or Goldman Sachs. Again, overall, they still actually doing for you the transfer almost instantly. Their phone support is very helpful. You can reach them out. They will walk you through step by step. But again, I don't find anything special about their mobile app. It is just okay. As far as the credit card, it's amazing. And I actually was hoping to have the chat support on the app. Unfortunately, the chat support only available for credit card. So even though I have the credit card and saving bank account with Amex, they only provide me chat support for the credit card. If I have anything with a saving, I have to hold the phone and call. And again, as a millennial, I hate calling people, right? You just want to go ahead, did the problem get solved or not? So overall, it's still a very decent bank account and I would still recommend it. I would just not really going to go ahead and rank it as high as Goldman Sachs, again, based on my personal experience. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe if you are not a subscriber, like this video, and turn on the notification button. Thank you guys and stay tuned with We'll See Banda.